I've been married and divorced 3 times. Here are some things that I learned about marriage and relationships the hard way so you don't have to. Number one, never date or marry for potential. Future faking is a tactic of many abusive people. So beware of all those lofty promises of the future and date where they are now. Number two, your partner trying to humble you as a mate retention strategy is a thing. Number three, never move into a place, apartment, or house with your significant other that you can't afford to pay for on your own. Number four, talk about money and how household chores and responsibilities are going to be divided before you move in with somebody. And if you can't get in alignment, don't do it. Number five, keep the in-laws out of your business. Trust me, it becomes real messy real quick. Like, comment, and share for part 2.
Okay, so this woman is giving her knowledge that she's gained through, as she said, being married and divorced 3 times, and so she's sharing things that she wished that she had known before. Now, so what she's trying to do is just like allow people to know like the mistakes that she's made, and so that they won't make the same mistakes or whatever. But we just can't just mosey past the fact that you've been married and divorced 3 times. Okay, we're not just gonna brush past that. Like that's not what you said. So first thing I want to say is that with these parts of advice that she's giving, I think that I agree with it. Okay, I agree with what she just said, because the underlying message that she's giving is that you cannot be committed to somebody for a lifetime if you do not know them. Okay, you cannot just be dating somebody and then you just so in love, and the passion is so great and you're just so infatuated with this person that you're not thinking about what your future is going to withhold with this person. You're not having conversations of who's going to take care of what's going to be. Some people, they're like my money, and we can come somewhere in between. Some people like finances share between them, like parenting styles. There's so many things that people can be very, very opposing on, and a lot of people wait until they get into the situations to figure out the mindset of the other person, instead of taking the time in the beginning and learning who that person is before you move forward. Okay, and which I think that's what she's trying to say, because maybe had she known then what she knows now, she would not have done then. She would not have been married all those times. She would have done all that stuff before she got into the marriage. Right? Which makes sense, right? Logically, that makes sense. There's women that have gone through different situations and they come out and then they turn to women and they want to let the other women know, like, don't do it like how I did it. Take the time before. Don't waste your time. But then I saw this video. Okay, so I saw this but then I saw this video.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I said another commenter in another video that I posted. The only difference between me being married 3 times and you having 3 boyfriends or 3 relationships in your lifetime is that when I deal with somebody, I get a ring, and when you deal with somebody, you get a wedding. So if you're not looking at your 3 relationships in the past and deducting that you're the problem, I suggest you keep your negative comments to yourself. And if at your big age you've never been married before, I suggest you do less negative talk and more taking notes so that you can figure out how you're going to get a ring instead of a wet next time. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So I want to say this, right? I think that women have come to a space where they are wanting to hold other women accountable for the things that they've done, right? Because they are evolving, they are learning, one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. They are learning that the things that people told them from before and the things that people used to always say to them, that, they were not setting up women for success. They were actually setting them up for failure with the advice that they were giving. So we're in a space now that women are looking at women who are giving advice and not necessarily listening keenly to the advice. They want to listen to your faults or your downfalls to try to figure out why they should not listen to you. right? They want to negate the message before the message even comes out just by hearing your faults. And then on the other token, if you come out and you don't talk about your personal life and you don't talk about the things that you've been through and you focus on the message, then they will turn around and try to discredit the message by saying, well, what'd you do? Or what's your past? Or where have you been? Or where have you this? Or where have you that? Let's just be honest. It's like, you can't please them either way. Now, like I said, we can't just mosey on past the fact that you done been married and divorced 3 times. We do have to talk about that. This woman is clearly a woman who gets into a relationship and is very strong and adamant on the fact that you're not just going to be in a relationship with me, you're going to marry me. Okay, we're not just going to be together, boyfriend and girlfriend and all that. And you know, we're not in a commitment. You want to be with me? You want to spend time with me? You want to stay with me? You have to commit to me. But I also want to put this divot in the plan as well. Just because people are committing to you and you have gotten married more than one time does not mean that you are greater than a woman who might be around the same age as you who did not get married. Because at this point in time, you guys are both in the same boat and you guys are both single. Because at the same token, okay, I'm just being objective now. I'm just keeping it real. At the same token, the same way that you can say that they've only gotten, you know, intimacy and they never got a ring is the same way that somebody can say, okay, but you've only gotten relationships that did not work out. You have not gotten a success story. A lot of women do these competitive things and I don't understand it. Right? Like, this is something I don't understand. Like, again, if you're saying something that you've been through and you're talking about your own situation and things that you've been through so that other women can learn from it, they will try to negate you because of the things that you've gone through. But at the same time, if you are truly trying to help and you are standing at a stage trying to help, deflecting from the question or deflecting from people facing you back with your truth and turning it back on them and trying to belittle them because of your state that you're in, you're no better than them. You're no better than them. This woman commented, if you're married and got divorced 3 times, I'm assuming that you're the problem. A woman that's at a space that's trying to help, that's not being egotistical, that's not trying to go tit for tat, because she would not know that you got married and divorced 3 times if you did not tell us. And I'm not going to tell no woman how to be, but I'm just saying, perception-wise, having a comeback is funny for the sisterhood. But for the women who really are willing to learn and are really trying to figure out, like, no, really, I'm trying to understand because you have a lot of knowledge, but you've been married and divorced 3 times. What's up? Are you the problem? Now, let me be clear. Before I get to that, let me just say this. Clearly, you had a part to play. Okay? Because relationships don't just fail because of one party. Because if you're saying that all these men are bad, then your picker is broken. So that means that that's your part to play, is that you the one that committed to them. You the one that agreed to be with them. You're the one that, said yes to the proposal, yes to the marriage. So you have a part to play because your picker is broken. But honesty, and I know that everybody's not the same, but honesty in this situation will speak volumes. In this exact situation where somebody is coming to you and telling you back your truth, well, you done been married and divorced 3 times, you must be the problem. Yeah, I learned my problems. I learned from my problems. My problems were this. Or my problem is that I didn't get to learn them if you didn't realize what I said in the first video, or if I wasn't clear. My problems were I didn't get to know these people before the commitment. Maybe I rushed into things. Maybe I thought I was doing things the right way because they were committing to me, but maybe I was too focused on the commitment instead of focusing on the traits or the people or, the things that we would be aligned with. So maybe that was my problem. Or maybe I had an attitude. Or maybe I was disrespectful. Or maybe I didn't learn that person well enough to be able to cooperate with them. Conversations that needed to be had, I didn't have them. So that was my problem. We need to have this ability with each other. Not only when you agree with somebody, as women, I think it's very important. Not only should you be able to have an understanding with another woman, only when you agree with them, but even when you disagree, there should be some kind of ability to communicate or discourse. Be lighthearted. Don't be so heavy-hearted. Don't be so ready to, pop off on somebody. Because as women, collectively, you can grow a lot more when you're not in your ego. When you're not so defensive. This person doesn't know you. This person just making a little joke or just coming at you, whatever. But using this as a teaching moment would be so much more effective than using it to clown somebody out. That's just my opinion, okay? You don't have to listen to that if you don't want to, but that's my opinion. That's my genuine opinion and based on the things that I see and how women communicate with each other. That's my opinion, okay? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this entire video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.